During Saved by the Bell's fourth and final season, Kelly and Jessie suddenly disappeared from the cast, with newcomer Tori Scott being added, causing a bizarre Tori Saved by the Bell issue. Premiering in August 1989, Save the Bell was actually a rebirth of a short-lived show called Good Morning, Miss Bliss, which centered primarily on Hayley Mills' titular teacher. When that project failed to take off, the concept was retooled into what fans would come to know, with only 4 existing characters: Zach, Screech, Lisa, and Mr. Belding, making the transition over. Saved by the Bell would rule Saturday mornings for the early 1990s, sometimes posting ratings that made many primetime shows jealous. While the show only ran 4 seasons, it was a hit in reruns on cable and in syndication too, with it becoming a favorite of multiple generations of kids and teens. This led to sequel shows, spin-offs, TV movies, and a recent revival on Peacock. When people think of Saved by the Bell though, it's likely most don't think of Tori Scott. For over 90% of its run, Saved by the Bell centered on 6 characters, those being Zach Morris, Mark Paul Gosselaar, Kelly Kapowski, Tiffany Thiessen, Screech Powers, the late Dustin Diamond, A.C. Slater, Mario Lopez, Jessie Spano, Elizabeth Berkley, and Lisa Turtle, Lark Voorhees. Midway through season 4 though, that dynamic was abruptly shifted, as Kelly and Jessie vanished, and the gang received a new member, Bayside newcomer Tori, Leanna Creel. It's a jarring shift, and, as one might imagine, it was not in the producer's plan when entering Saved by the Bell's final year. Here's the Tori Saved by the Bell issue explained. Tori Scott filled a contractual gap. In fact, a complete, albeit shorter than average, Saved by the Bell Season 4 had finished filming with both Thiessen's Kelly and Berkeley's Jessie still part of the cast, and the series finale, which did still end up airing last, had already been shot. That episode saw the main gang of characters graduate from Bayside High, with an emotional Mr. Belding, Dennis Haskins, presiding. Afterward, NBC made an unexpected call, ordering 10 additional episodes. Since the show had wrapped, this meant that the cast had to sign new deals to participate in this new batch of episodes. And, as with many shows that request new seasons out of the blue, it's a simple facet of the industry that not everyone will come along for the ride. So why did Jessie and Kelly leave Saved by the Bell? Unfortunately, neither Berkeley or Thiessen were able to reach new terms. This seeded the misplaced ideas around the Tori Saved by the Bell edition, forcing the show in a direction it otherwise wouldn't, and shouldn't, have gone. At this point, producers knew they needed new Saved by the Bell characters to fill the Kelly and Jessie-sized hole in the cast, as it wouldn't have made sense to recast the well-loved sitcom figures. Thus, the character of Tori Scott was created, a no-nonsense biker who wasn't initially attracted to any of Zach's usual shenanigans but eventually warmed up to him and dated him. Why the Tori Scott SBTV episodes were confusing the extra episodes ordered by NBC or what ultimately caused the Tori Saved by the Bell issue, and her episodes were admittedly confusing. Given that the new episodes were placed smack dab in the middle of the series, this caused an abrupt change which made Jessie and Kelly's disappearances all the more obvious. While Leanna Creel did her best to fill their shoes, it was too late in the game to introduce an entirely new character into the main cast. Generally speaking, Tori entered the scene with nary an explanation, which was confusing to viewers. Even more confounding was the entirely flimsy reasoning behind Jessie and Kelly's absences. In the end, Tori left as quickly as she came. It's clear that the new storylines featuring the character were written in a rush, not really giving Creel the chance to flesh Tori out. All in all, her sudden appearance and disappearance caused needless confusion among the many who watch Saved by the Bell, and it really only hurt the show. The missing characters were rarely mentioned, and the only real explanation ever offered is that Kelly and Jessie were simply in different classes with Zach, Screech, Slater, and Lisa, and were still interacting with them off-screen. Tori and Zach broke up shortly before her 10 episodes were finished, and then she was suddenly gone again without explanation, with the remaining already shot Kelly and Jessie episodes used to finish out Saved by the Bell's final season.